What makes a video game an RPG? What are the definitive video game RPGs? One live stream will give you all the answers.
Not really, but I'm gonna play some RPGs I like and hang out with you guys Friday, August 7th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I would love for you to come and chat with me about whatever's on your mind during my Defining RPGs live stream at youtube.com/christiangeekcentral. That's Friday, August 7th, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Hope to see you then. Good night. Yeah, so I apologize. The sync is going to be off, guys. Francisco Ruiz says, oh, totally unrelated to games. Was so cool to hear you watch Turbo Kid. I saw it about a month ago and thought you might like it. Yeah, that was an interesting one. That was an interesting one. All right, so self-indulgent pick, like I said. Let's go over the stats real quick. Elminage Original, $10 on PC. $15 on PSP or Vita, which if you happen to have a PlayStation TV, they're going to be expensive to get now, but if you bought one at the right time, they were nice and cheap, like I did. And so it's played on that too. The How Long to Beat average, 44 hours. My average so far, 67 hours. I've not finished the main story. Pater's price per hour is 15 cents. 15 cents. So, let's see, I actually want to load this. I haven't played this on a stream since like Extra Life 2018, I think, maybe. And this is just a classic dungeon crawl, first-person dungeon crawl, but made in Japan or another Asian country. I'm not sure, because that genre's really taken off there in a way that, you know, it was just kind of left behind in the US. But as simple as this game is, I have just gotten so much playtime out of it, and I also picked it up on a sale too. But you know, so it's impressive to me that it falls this far down. I mean, almost at the halfway point on my list in terms of its value, 15 cents per hour, even at full price. I think I would have found this to be a great value. I wasn't ready to take a risk on it until it was really cheap, though. But I would go back and I would easily pay $15 for this game, knowing what I know now about the experience. Let's see here. I don't think I needed it. Well, let's see. Maybe we could. Let's cure this guy, and then she's gonna hide, so she can do extra damage next turn. And I think I'll just keep him on attack for now. Let's have her go after this bigger guy. Those slots are getting a little bit low. Let's just do lightning. You'd be surprised how rare it is for this particular kind of dungeon crawl to be what it is. First, it does not have an anime aesthetic. That is very common in these first-person grid-based, you know, party-based dungeon crawlers with turn-based combat. You know, you got some of them. The names are escaping me now. Grimrock, Legend of Grimrock. It has a lot of those categories. It's not anime, you know, aesthetic, serious D&D aesthetic type of style to it. Grid-based first-person, not turn-based. Not turn-based. It's more of an action-y kind of system where you're sidestepping and doing stuff in real time. And it also has lots of puzzles that those games do. So this is serious D&D aesthetic, turn-based, first-person, party-based, grid-based, dungeon crawler. What else? With very few puzzles. You know, a lot of people. I've just gotten particular over the years. Just gotten more particular. And yeah, sure, you don't have all the cool animations and stuff, but for me, I'm just about the core mechanics and the whole looting and growing in strength as you kill bad guys and clearing out a dungeon, you know, as you clear out the map and fill in all the spaces that are obscured by fog of war mechanics. Boy, we didn't take her out, huh? Okay. So, you know what? I want to silence this dude, because I don't trust what he might try to do to me. And she can do her surprise attack now, so surely they'll be able to kill off Cat Lady. So we'll have her attack there. And, oh, he's got plenty of slots to spend. How about we charm this guy? And let's try something a little different. Let's do Ice Row. Now, I renamed these spells, which is a great feature, because the spells names that they come with sound like gobbledygook. And when I'm looking for, what's the ice spell? What's the ice spell? It's Flibberdeglur. Flibberdeglur doesn't sound like ice at all. So I'm never going to remember what these... So my only choice was to highlight the spells and then wait for the scrolling text to tell me what it does. I was like, no, I'm renaming my spells to names that make sense for what they do. You know? So, and there's also some translation issues now and then, you know, that's like, oof, this is a clunky translation. Somebody, like... I mean, I think Google Translate might have been able to do some of this better. You know? But when you're me and you really appreciate all the particular facets that this particular game has, then you'll put up with some other stuff. I first bought this game right before a family trip to Pennsylvania for a Christmas break. This was maybe 2.5 years ago? Maybe 4.5 years. Maybe 4.5 years ago. I can't remember. It's been a little while. Let's see here. What do we got? Mystery bow, mystery weapon, mystery sword. All right, I'll have to check those out later. Let me see how my inventory space is doing here. Ooh, we're just about filled up. Alright, that's okay. Yes, Aaron, Flibberdur, that is ice spell in Elven, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Adam says, my health is slowly rebuilding. I will have to go on the lawn mowing campaign shortly, which will mean I'll have to say goodbye because I can't listen to YouTube while mowing. Well, thanks. I'm glad that this could be a part of your recovery. So yeah, this is the map that I'm filling in here. And I just like the process of going around and it's just satisfying to fill in spots on this grid-based map. Alright, what do we got here? Big zombie things. So the undead... well, if they're ghosts, then I definitely need to have my weapons blessed. But I think it can even help to have my weapons blessed against any kind of undead. So let's bless these weapons. And then she will once again hide. And let's see, what can he do maybe to help here? Huh. Let's just boost our attack. And then let's get some fire damage going on here. Fire Row 2. That's what I named it, because it does fire against everybody in a row, and it's more powerful than the first Fire Row spell. Anyway, so I bought this before we went on that vacation in Pennsylvania, and that was the trip where I was not going to take my... I had a Vita at that point, and I decided I was just going to take my Vita, and I think I had a PlayStation TV at that point too, and I was just going to take those and not my PS4. It's the only time I've ever done that, on that trip out to visit family. And this game made that 5.5-hour plane ride fly by. Oh my gosh, I was totally absorbed. I did not expect to be that absorbed in the game. I was playing it for the first time on that plane ride. I think I'm always going to remember that plane ride for just how, like, oh my gosh, I love this game. And it doesn't have a story, really. Technically, I suppose it does. The king needs help. There's bad stuff. Heroes, will you help? We'll help. Go! Unlock the things to make this magic work again. So you gotta go around the realms, unlock one thing here, unlock one thing here. Once you unlock or awaken or whatever, activate 7 of those things, then the big MacGuffin gets activated, then you can save the world. That's it. There's no dialogue choices. You're not walking around a town. Town is just menus. It's just a menu. I want to go to the blacksmith. Select that in the menu, and then you can buy things at the blacksmith, you know? They just don't waste time with all those other elements of just walking around and just no, it's all just densely packed mechanics, you know? So if you're into those game mechanics, it's nothing but that. And that's really gratifying when you want that. And to get that, and to get so much of that, to get, how many hours did I say have I put into this? To get 67 hours of this very specific thing that I like. It's a special game, to me. Alright. Yes, Aaron L., the fire spell is skip in case anyone's wondering. I sound a little bit like the Swedish chef there. I'm not making fun of Swedish people or the Swedish language. The Swedish chef, for those of you who don't know, is a old Muppets character. They are making fun of Swedish people. So you can go be angry with them. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything she can contribute except for maybe just curing a little bit. I don't know. Do you want to cure 2? Yeah, let's... Oh, no, wait, that's a... Cure all. Let's just top everybody off. And let's surprise this giant zombie. And let's use a breath attack against him, and let's burn him up. With, we'll just go with Flame 1. These other guys are gonna kill him. Nice. A treasure chest. Poison needles again. Alright, good. Let's make a save. Because you can, at any given moment, find yourself in the battle that you can't win. Sometimes there'll just be a spike in the difficulty. Francisco says, this went from bang for your buck to passing the buck live stream. Regarding, I'm sure, my comments about the Swedish chef. Oh, did I say "dugga like right with it that time? For you guys? Maybe I did, because I waited a second or two. So maybe it synced up really well for you guys. Anyway. Okay, we're doing good on time. Let's see. Attack! Attack! Magic! Bless weapons! Skill hide! Magic breath! Magic! Fire 2 and activate. See, I mean, when you know what you're gonna do, I mean, this is a hard game to play in a live stream because it's just all about thinking and making tactical decisions, light tactical decisions, but still tactical decisions. It's not mindless, you know. And the game will basically go as fast as you want to go. You know, I think I've said this before, but some people think of turn-based combat as slow, It's only slow if you have meters that have to refill before you're allowed to take your turn, or if you have big, long animations that you need to watch in combat. Otherwise, turn-based combat is as fast as your mind works. And that's what's really cool about a game that's built with that in mind, like this one is. The animations are nice and short, and the menus just go click, click, click. I mean, they move really fast, and so it can be a really engaging, really absorbing kind of a mental experience. With combat that moves at the clip you're willing to take it at. Which is, like I said, really slow in a live stream when I'm trying to talk and share thoughts and stuff at the same time, but normally I would just be like, and just silently, you know, staring at my screen. Alright, look at this big guy. Could I be in trouble here? Let's see here. Well, I think... Oh, let's deflect breath. Pretty sure that has some use here. And let's have you hide. I guess I could try charming this guy. I don't think it's gonna work. Alright, let's get out something big for this guy. Okay, good. Oh, wow, I charmed him. Oh, nice, okay. This guy wasn't so bad. Alright, what are we looking at here? Alright, so... back out and around. A more dragon-y kind of guy. Let's see here. Everybody's doing okay on health, I think. Oh, let's see. Oh, you know what? We need to... Can we silence those dudes in the back? Let's see if we can pull that off, because, look at those guys. They're cooking up something I don't want. Hide. And let's hedge our bets a little bit and confuse those guys in the back, too. Meanwhile, why don't you get started on those guys too? Okay, one of them's confused. Oh man. They resisted my silencing. Alright, well, we'll keep hammering on this green dragon here. Should we try to silence him again? I guess I will. Surprise attack! Let's, well, one of them's confused. Can we just confuse the other one? Let's try that. And I noticed, I mean, you might not be able to notice, but because the text is really, has jaggies in it. But from left to right, I named my guys, my first guy's Vincent, because I usually name my, you know, that's a common hero name for me. One of the characters in the Spirit Blade trilogy too. So my fighter's named Vincent. Kratos is the second guy. He's another fighter, but he had a little bit more of a Kratos, slightly more of a Kratos look to him. And then Kieran, I think, was the name I was given, and I just stuck with it. Shada is my thief, roguey type person. Ran is my kind of like he's a status buff type guy, so he's a little bit more of a technical, you know, type character. And Morrigan, named after the Claudia Black character from Dragon Age Origins, who I always wish they would have done more with that character, and since they've refused to, I find ways to bring her into other games when appropriate. So, let's see here. Let's blast this thing. Blast all of them. Oh crap! Oh, they just put a reflect barrier up. That's gonna be bad when my spells go off. Oh no. Oh, jeez. Oh, crap! Well, it didn't wipe my whole party, so there's that. Oh no, and she's the one that has the teleport spell that can get us easily to the exit. Do I have a resurrection or revive type spell? I freaking hope I do. Okay. I'm taking out this Mind Trapper. I don't want him monkeying with my people. Alright, tell me you've got something awesome. Raise Dead 2, so you can't... Why can't you do that? Has a chance of recovering a single ally from death or turned to ash. Well, isn't she dead? What happened to her? That looks freaking dead to me. Oh, this one. Normal probability. I don't know why you won't let me use the better one on her. That's the one I'm using. Well, you know what? Well, yeah, let's give it a try. You got plenty of slots for that one. Alright, we just gotta kill. Come on now. Let's just... Oh, wait a minute. You have something cool up here. M-charged blast. What is this? Attacks a single enemy with a rainbow of light. Damage increases. What is it, based on spells or how many rounds we've been in combat? In proportion to attack to attacks this. Oh, got cut off. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a shot. Come on, take him down. All right, Morgan is back in the game. All right, good. Everybody's doing okay. Aaron L says, a question. I've never played any XCOM games. Recently I got into turn-based games. Is it a fun series to play? And he says it's a question for the community, too. So I would actually pass that. I'll pass the buck again, Francisco. How do you like that? To the community to answer that question, because I've just barely scratched the surface of one of the XCOM games. Which one do I have? XCOM The Enemy Within, which is kind of an expanded version of XCOM Enemy Unknown, I think. The first game that came out on 360. Let's see here. Alright, man. That was dicey. Got dicey there for a minute. Save again. Let's see. Let's look at our map. Alright, so we're going to curve around to the left. Drag that hand against the left wall. That's what we're doing. I've played some other tactics games. I don't play a ton of tactics games, but I enjoyed Final Fantasy Tactics. I've been very slowly making my way through a game called Tactics Ogre: The Knight of Lotus. But I'm not like a regular tactics player. Oh, crap. They're doing all status-y stuff on me. This is no good. Okay. It's those dudes in the back that are giving me a hard time. He's sleeping. What are you, poisoned? I think that's what that means. Okay, let's see here. I think that's what that is. Let me try Antidote on myself, see if that works. Skill, hide. Now, we have got to take care of those guys in the back. Should we try to confuse them or charm them? I think confuse might have a greater likelihood of success. Let's give that a try. Because that's not asking as much as controlling them and forcing them to fight their friends, you know? And then... Oh man, look at this. We've got 3 rows. If you look over... Oh no, you can't see. I'm covering it up with my picture-in-picture a little bit. But over on the upper right, you see 3 rows represented. I'm covering up the 3rd row. There's 2 enemies in the front, 3 in the middle row, and then 2 in the back, which you can't see their enemy images yet because they're too far back. You have to eliminate one of the other rows and then they'll come forward. But just knowing that there's 2 more back there and I have no idea what they are is a little intimidating given how this thing has started out. So, Morrigan, let out all the stops. Let's just burn off our most powerful spells, nuke everybody. So help me, do not put up a reflection shield. Yep, nice. Yes, yes! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Ha ha! Alright, what do we got? Okay, I can deal with this. I can deal with this. What do we got? Master Alchemist and Archpriest. Let's take out the Alchemist first. I mean, I'll probably get both of these guys in one round. Would be my guess. Let's actually cure yourself. It's almost time for me to go back to town and heal up my guys and get their spells back. No, let's just... oh, she's ready to surprise. Okay, well, surprise! And then, let's just... yeah, we'll just use breath. And then, Ice Row 2 on these guys. Alright, see how this goes. Nice. Nice, okay. Alright. Well, this is a pretty good run so far. Yeah. Good. Oh, you guys are talking about XCOM. Sorry, I thought there was a question about this one. You guys are probably all like snoring like, when is he gonna play a better looking game? This is old and lame looking. I'm sorry if that's where you're at. I'm only gonna be in this for like 3 more minutes, then I'm moving on. In fact, I'll just make this my last fight. Let's see. What do we got here? I do love the enemy designs. I mean, it's not all extra slick, and they look a bit cleaner on the Vita screen for sure. But I don't need all the animations. The designs themselves are enough for me. Like, visually, I find this game more interesting to me than Dragon Quest XI. Dragon Quest XI looks a ton better, but the tone is more serious in this, and I like serious fantasy, not cartoony fantasy. Alright, so we got a priestess, unicorn. Why are you making me fight a unicorn? Well, listen, this unicorn, a majestic creature such as a unicorn should know better than to just be instigating things with me. Let's do a silence row back there. They look like they all probably have magic things to do to me. And then, let you hide, and then he's gonna do what? Let's see, can we... If I could confuse that row back there, that'd be great. And Morrigan, nuke him! Okay, a silence 2 out of 3. Man, I forget about this game sometimes and how much I enjoy it. It's on my Vita or on my PS TV, and so I don't see it when I'm looking through my PS4 games or looking on my shelf to see, oh, what am I in the mood to play? And I just forget that I have this game, and it's just a gem of a little game. Ooh, cockatrice. Those traditionally petrify, don't they? I don't want anything to do with that. Let's see here. You know what? Let's just try Death Row. Let's see if we can kill him instantly. Surprise attack. Breath. And nuke. Oh, nice! Oh, beautiful. All right. Treasure. Very good. Okay. Well, I will just stop right there. And we will continue with the countdown. Roleplay Cafe says, "Nah, I love these type of games. Might buy this one." If you're not super itching for a game like this, then you might wait a little bit, because I feel like this one is not uncommonly put on sale on the PlayStation Store. All right, so that was the time running out for that one. Roleplay Cafe says, "You named the spell Death Row." Yeah, I guess, yeah, I didn't really think about that. I was just like, death and it affects the row, so yeah. That is funny, though. Okay, so that was Elminage Original. Price per hour, 15 cents per hour. Nice value. It was really interesting to kind of do this rudimentary, rough research on these. So that was number 13 on my list. Number 12, which I'm not going to play, is Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Enhanced Edition. You can get this for less than $20 on console. If you go to GameStop, you won't get that price on Amazon or buying it digitally, unless you wait for the right sale or something. But just a few weeks ago, I actually picked it up at GameStop. That's their price for it. I think it's $20 new at GameStop, and like I got it $17.99 used at GameStop. Or maybe that was $17.99 with the GameStop membership, because I do have a membership because I subscribe just to get the Game Informer magazine, which I've enjoyed for years. But anyway, you should be able to get a copy of it at GameStop for $20. It's $60 on Steam, so more of an investment on Steam. The How Long to Beat average, it comes with 3 games: Baldur's Gate, Siege of Dragonspear, which is the most recent game, and it's made by the different people that made the original game. I haven't played it. I've heard there's some controversies regarding some social justice, agenda type stuff going on in that. I can't really speak to that because I haven't played the game myself. I've just seen other people's reactions to it. As far as I know, the gameplay itself, though, and the aesthetic and stuff is still, what you would expect and want from the series, and combat and monsters, that kind of thing. And then Baldur's Gate 2, which also includes Throne of Ball, which is a big expansion for Baldur's Gate 2. So, anyway, all 3 of those, 50 plus 80, which I think is 80 is Baldur's Gate 2 with Throne of Ball, plus 25 for Siege of Dragonspear. So a total of 155 hours for that total collection of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Enhanced Edition. And so I own it, but I haven't played it. I've played the original Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 through Throne of Ball. I haven't played Siege of Dragonspear, and I couldn't find my numbers on that. So just going off of the average on How Long to Beat, 155 hours. That gives a price per hour of 12 cents. 12 cents per hour. So Elminage Original was 15. We're making some pretty steady drops now in price per hour. 12 cents per hour. Great value. Those are hugely celebrated games. You are going to have to deal with the lower fidelity of the graphics. I mean, if this was bothering you, then Baldur's Gate is not your thing. In the Enhanced Editions, part of what they've done is allowed you to zoom out much further. And so if you are playing from a more zoomed out angle, it's a top-down perspective, and it uses real-time with pause combat. And it's kind of like the forebearer of Final Fantasy XII, which I played earlier. But if you're willing to be more zoomed out and just have your sprites, your hero and any sprites be pretty small, then you won't notice it as much. It doesn't bother me as much, and I would rather not play with my sprites being that small, and so I tend to play, zoomed in to the same degree that I was originally, zoomed in at when I played the games on PC a number of years ago. So I really enjoyed Baldur's Gate 1 especially. Once you get into Baldur's Gate 2, the gameplay changes. It becomes more about dealing, it's just high-level D&D. It's based on the Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition rules. And in most editions of D&D, once you get to high-level stuff, it's about dealing with status ailments and casting the right preventative buff spells to avoid what the other spellcaster might do, and kind of like anticipating and outthinking and stuff like that. Whereas lower-level D&D is about just getting in there, stabby-cutty, and throw the fireball, it's just like good old-fashioned, fantasy rock'em sock'em, So I liked Baldur's Gate 1 more for that reason, but still really enjoyed Baldur's Gate 2 a lot. So anyway, yeah, that's great value. 12 cents per hour, 155 hours on console, less than $20. Nice. So that's my number 12. Number 11, I got a few to talk through before I start up a new game here. Okay. Francisco Ruiz says, heads up, if you ever want a text-to-speech program to say Fievel correctly, spell it Fighval, because I know everyone was dying to know. All right. Number 11 on my list, No Man's Sky, which I did briefly consider loading up tonight, but I've played enough of that on streams and on my channel and stuff in the past that I decided not to. You can get this for between $20 and $30 on console, and I think that's chiefly if you're looking for it a physical copy. But all the updates they have done to that game, even if you get the disc that came out day one, all the updates they've done to it are free updates. And so, you shouldn't be running into any problems with playing the game as it is now, even getting a used physical copy, for $20 to $30 on console, plus shipping. $60 on PC, so I would probably wait for a sale for it to really give you the value that I'm talking about here. The How Long to Beat average for just the main story there, 57 hours. For me, it was 180. But that wasn't just to play the story. I mean, on my playthroughs that I'm listing my hours for here, I'm almost never just mainlining the campaign. I found a lot to enjoy in those games, and I've talked about that game enough on my channel. It was really close to being my game of 2018, which ended up being Monster Hunter World. It came in right behind Monster Hunter World, specifically because of one of the updates. It wasn't close to being my game of the year in its initial state, but once it had the No Man's Sky Next update, jumping back into it at that point, really great experience. And so the pater's price per hour on No Man's Sky is 11 cents per hour, so that's just a 1 cent drop. My number 10, halfway through the list now, is Dragon Age Origins Awakening, which is again just a 1 cent drop. The price is less than, if you're getting it like on Xbox 360, it's going to be less than $5 plus shipping for each of those discs, which is Dragon Age Origins, and then Dragon Age Origins Awakening, which was a full-size expansion, just kind of like a second campaign. It's not as lengthy a campaign as the first one, but felt like a full campaign to me. Like, I want to say around 20 hours, to complete that. Yeah, that sounds about right based on what I'm about to share here. Less than $20 total to get it on Xbox 360, with shipping factored into that, So yeah, less than $5 plus shipping each. And it's the same or less, $20 or less, on PC and PlayStation 3, from what I can see. So, the How Long to Beat average for both of those games, which Awakening, again, it's not quite a separate game, just a new campaign. 56 plus 17. 56 is the average for Dragon Age Origins. 17 is the average for completing Dragon Age Origins Awakening. So that's a total of 73 hours average of playing both of those. My time that I logged would be another 115 on top of that 73, because of the time that I spent really doing all that I could in those worlds, and because of 2 additional playthroughs that I did of the main campaign. And so that brings my total up to 188 hours. And it's one of those games where it's at least worth replaying the opening chapter multiple times, because the opening chapter is totally different depending on, like, the first 5 hours or so are totally different depending on which character you choose to start as, which character type. If you start as a elf or a dwarf or a human, totally different place and situation and opening hours to the game. And I think, you know, a very different experience depending on what class you're playing, you know. So I found it, and I can't say that of all these games, you know, there's not a lot of games that I've played through entirely more than once. And gosh, Dragon Age Origins might be the only game I've played through the entire campaign 3 times. No, I haven't played it through 3 times. I am on my 3rd playthrough. I'm halfway through my 3rd playthrough now, which I may never get back to. I put that down a year or 2 ago. Anyway, so yeah, 10 cents per hour on that. Really nice value. My number 9, again, just drops down 1 cent, and similar style game, but much more recent, and one of my favorite games of all time, I can say now. And that's Pillars of Eternity. I played this through again, finished it up in December, having played it through once on PC, and then playing it through on console again with the expansions that I didn't play when I played it on PC. Really, really enjoyed my time with that game. Gosh, yeah. I will really look forward to playing Pillars of Eternity 2 on a new console with an SSD drive so that the load times are eliminated, because yeah, the first game is great. Again, it's that real-time with pause, D&D aesthetic, top-down view, very much a successor to the Baldur's Gate games, except it has a much more modern visual fidelity about it. So the price that I found for Pillars of Eternity, $16 plus shipping. And that was for consoles and maybe for PC as well. I can't remember if I researched the PC price on that, but at least for Xbox One and PS4, you should be able to get them on Amazon for $16 plus shipping. The How Long to Beat average, if you are including the base game and both parts of the White March expansions that add on to the story, 62 plus 12 plus 12, total of 86 average on How Long to Beat. For me, 173 hours. I did all that I could in those games, in that game and in the expansions. Really enjoyed my time with it. 173 hours, and that was even dialing it down to a much more manageable difficulty. I think if you want, you could keep the difficulty set at a place where the battles are going to be much more tactical, and they're not going to maybe keep flowing, you know. Like I had them flow with the difficulty I had it set at. Because I like it to be where, kind of like with the Final Fantasy XII, which I played earlier, where for the most part you're watching the battle play out, and just now and then you're pausing to intervene to say, okay, no, I want you to do this now instead, you know. And you can have a difficulty, you know, set so that it's easy enough so that that's your experience. Or if you really want like a brain burny, like I gotta think about everybody's move, you can set it so that it will auto pause after every single character's turn has ended, and then you can select the actions, and you can play it almost virtually like a turn-based game if you want that kind of experience. And that would, I think, really increase your playtime on that if you want that kind of experience. But anyway, on a much easier difficulty, 173 hours I still wrung out of that game. 173 great hours. 9 cents per hour. Pillars of Eternity. Great experience. My number 8. Boy, we're seeing a theme here in terms of gameplay style. My number 8 is Neverwinter Nights. Not the MMO, which is just called Neverwinter. Neverwinter Nights on PC. This one is not a looker these days. Even the enhanced edition, which I did a review for, just a trial and error, review, first impressions review, back in December. Even with the updates that's been given, still not a looker. You're better off with Final Fantasy XII. But on PC, wow, what a game! $20 on Good Old Games, GOG.com. And the average hours logged on How Long to Beat would be 49. It'd be 65 for the main campaign, plus 49 if you play both of the full expansions, for a total of 114 hours with the enhanced edition. Now, for me, I would say 114 plus roughly 65 plus 60 more, which would account for a second playthrough of the campaign and user-created content, which you cannot get on the console version. So you've got to get this on PC to really get my recommendation for getting it. So if you look at trailers and see, what the enhanced edition looks like, and those graphics don't bother you, this is 3rd edition D&D, and you can be any kind of character you could be in 3rd edition D&D. And I just had a great time with that game. I've still got it. I wanted to play it for this stream. I've wanted many times to play it on a stream. It just to switch from console to streaming straight from my PC and managing chat at the same time. It was a little clunky just to get over to my PlayStation TV to do Elminage Original. The stream might have shut down for 15 minutes for me to make that transition. Just there's things that have to be done differently. So it's maybe someday if I really wanted to stream that one, or people really wanted to see me play that, I'd have to do just a short stream of just that, But that is one of my favorite games of all time, and I would estimate 239 hours I've gotten out of that game, which means for me it's a price per hour of 8 cents. 8 cents per hour. The user-created stuff is curated so that you can weed through the crap and really discover some great content out there, including content that is longer and better than the base campaign that comes with the game. In some cases, there are people that have just organized teams and been very dedicated. In other cases, they'll be really high quality because someone just translated a paper and pencil module. They just did a plug and play basically of the stats and the encounters and stuff. Still would have taken a ton of time, but the balancing and design work would have been minimized a ton. And you got a 20 to 30 hour campaign just because somebody took an old out of print D&D module and made the PC version of it or whatever. Or in one case, there is a company that was making a full-length campaign for it, but then their project was canceled like right before it was ready to release. And so years later they were just like, well, we want people to see this, and so they just put it out for free. I think that's Dungeons Over Daggerford, if I remember correctly. So anyway, if you look into that game and you're okay with the graphical issues, there's so much to enjoy there, just speaking from personal experience. And now, I'll let you know what the next game I'm going to play is. We're at number 7 now on my list. Next game I'm going to play is Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 on Xbox 360. Let me get it set up, and then I will give you the stats for it. See, Francisco Ruiz says, unfortunately have to go. Prayers that our 200th episode goes well would be much appreciated. No 600, I know, but smiley face. That's a reference to the Christian Geek Central podcast just reaching 600 episodes last week. But 200, that's awesome. That's a great milestone, man. That is totally worth celebrating. So may Yahweh bless what you do, what you talk about, how you engage with your audience, and may they just sense something different in you because of how God has moved in you and in Paul over the course of your lives. So, Yahweh's blessings on you guys. Okay, so, Far Cry 3. I want to give honorable mention to the other Far Cry games. I think they all have comparable lengths and similar experiences in many ways. So, I mean, starting with Far Cry 3, if you like Far Cry 3, you'll probably like a lot about 4, and probably 5, and maybe even Primal, and probably New Dawn as well. You know, they kind of decided what they generally were going to be, starting with 3. 2, apples and oranges. Really enjoy 2, and I have to give a shout out to that as well. Lots of great playtime off of that. But Far Cry 3, part of the reason I chose that kind of to represent the Far Cry games is because it is the most commonly enjoyed of the Far Cry games among Far Cry players. And also, you know, it wasn't the only one that had a really nice price, but it definitely had a great price. You can get it for less than $5 plus shipping on Amazon for Xbox 360. On PS3, you can get it for about $6 plus shipping. And on PC, it's $20 on Steam. The average hours logged, represented at howlongtobeat.com, 24 hours. For me, 74. 74. And a good part of that is because of what this game allows you to do in the post-game. Which I wish that the other Far Cry games would have done in the same way to the same degree. I think that they have, as far as post-game enjoyment, all the Far Cry games have fallen short of Far Cry 3 significantly for me. Let's see here. What they allow you to do is reset all the outposts, and they're not the only Far Cry game that will let you do that. The reason that Far Cry 4 will let you do it too. In fact, Far Cry 4, I mean, that has user-created content as well, user-created maps. I maybe should have given that some extra thought. I think I like the campaign in this one better, though. It doesn't have as many annoying boss fights that are kind of like just suddenly hard to pull off compared to what you've been doing in the open world. I think I'm doing okay on ammo. But anyway, what I began to do, let me see if I can find it in the menus here. I mean, so here's the open world. Each of these is a fast travel point. And I try not to use fast travel points, you know, once I'm in the post-game like this. That's part of what makes it fun, is just kind of the open world and the hazards of the open world. I think this might be the second time I've reset the open world. Just so I can clear all these outposts again and run into bad guys more often in the wild. Let's see here. Is it under crafting? I don't think it's under crafting. I think it's under, like purchases. So if I go to the store here, if I look at handguns, this is where the post game is. It's in, for me, it's in collecting all the weapons, buying every weapon you can buy, and purchasing every customization for it that you can possibly purchase. It's just like this fun open world to be in. Just keep exploring, running into random, you know, problems with bad guys and clearing outposts and stuff and earning money and stuff, and then going to the store and just having the satisfaction, not at this point of like increasing the ability of your character. You've basically maxed out what you can do. You might be able to get a little bit more powerful based on the weapons that you can buy, but at some point it just becomes about like, okay, well now I'm going to get this paint job, you know, like these over here. I own all the paint jobs for this gun. I'm trying to think if there are any. Let me check down here, because I was going pretty systematically through. If there are any paint jobs. Oops, dang it. I don't know if there are any paint jobs that I don't have. Let me customize this one. Paint job. Owned. Looks like I probably own all the paint jobs. Let's see. I think let's see, signature weapons. Well, let's look at the launchers real quick. Let me see if... I might have... Oops. Oh, customize, here we go. No attachments available, can view the paint jobs. I own all the paint jobs, it looks like. Alright, well, let's look at the signature weapons. That might be the last... Nope, I've got them all. Yep, so I squeezed, I think, every ounce I could out of this game. And then what I did after that point was go outside and just blew all my ammo. Just shot it into the air until I had no ammo left. And then just started trying to take down outposts with, you know, yeah, sure, all the best weapons unlocked or whatever, but no ammo for them. And so it started me from that base point of just feeling a little bit of that, you know, starting from nothing feeling again. It's kind of like how in Skyrim there have been times where I said, okay, I am this big uber level fighter now, and I have these houses and stuff. Well, now I'm going to leave that life behind. I am going to forsake those houses, and I am going to start developing totally different skill sets and just go out in the world. And yes, still I'll be stronger than the average person that would be starting from absolute zero, but there's still that feeling of starting over, that feeling of progression again. But even so, right now, hey, I still get to take out outposts. So, let's do that. Is this a bad guy? I don't think he's bad. Oh, wolves. I don't really want to deal with them. Let's just get in the car and drive. This series was, I think, the first shooter series I tried after BioShock, when I was like, well, maybe I can play first-person shooters, you know? And I didn't start playing these games in the year of Ubisoft in 2017. I think it was 2016 that I started getting into Far Cry. It was during that year that was my Far Cry year, if I remember correctly, which is very possible I don't. Oh, hey, bad guys! I get them both? Oh, I was trying to use the brake, but never mind, I did a cool move, which was totally on purpose, actually. Let's see, do I want... Yeah, let's just keep this one out. You were gonna charge me. You know you were gonna charge me. Ray McCann says, I like Far Cry 2 for its realism and challenge, but Far Cry 3 through 5 are great too because they seemed to perfect the formula. The game mechanics are more streamlined and straightforward, like Call of Duty. Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you. There are some things about Far Cry 2 that I did like that have not been recaptured since. But they were things that I wouldn't willingly subject myself to again, you know? I think it's the closest I've come to understanding Dark Souls players. And players who maybe get angry when a game is made more easy. I'm thinking to myself, why would someone get angry when there's just an option for an easier difficulty? You know? And I suspect it's because maybe in their heart of hearts, they know they would give in and use that easier difficulty if it was offered in Dark Souls, you know? And so they hate the idea of that changing and being added to the game, you know? That's my suspicion. Because, and it's just based on my own psychology, because, oh, this is it. No, you don't see me, not yet. I want to take you guys out, like my own way, my special way. Because like in Far Cry 2, you don't open up the map like this and freeze the game to look at your map. You pull the map up and hold it in your hand. And you can still get shot at. The game world does not pause, you know? And there's also a mini-map starting in Far Cry 3. where you can see bad guys on the minimap and track where they're at. And that was not there in Far Cry 2. So Far Cry 2, you just had to constantly be listening and did I hear someone? Is there someone over there? And now Far Cry 5 was praised for bringing some of those feelings back, and you have the option, as I actually think you do in Far Cry 4 as well. Maybe 3 too, but I'm not sure. You know, you can in Far Cry 5, at least for sure, remove those user interface elements so that you are forced to, you know, you don't have that edge of a minimap helping you out. But I couldn't bring myself to do that. You'd have to force me to do it, to accept that, you know. So there are some things that Far Cry has going for it that I ultimately do enjoy, like that intensity I ultimately do enjoy, but not all the time. In fact, I will much more often be in the mood to play one of the Far Cry games that came after 2 than be in the mood to play 2. Just because I usually do not like to feel that tense. Now, do I have binoculars? Oh, here, it's at my camera. This is how we do it. Now, we don't have... Back in my day in Far Cry 3, we didn't have nice drones or birds that would fly around and take pictures of bad guys for us. I'm doing the Elderast voice. So you gotta try and get it from multiple angles, which you can still do the same job, but I can see why they switched to drones or... Well, let's see, Far Cry 5, Far Cry 5 doesn't have drones. It's still just binoculars. So it's just a bit more time consuming. That's right, you better run. Alright, let's see here. Ooh, that's the alarm box. So see, already this should look a little bit familiar after seeing me play some Assassin's Creed. But if I'm going to get that box, I got to go the other side. And I do want to get that box because, you guessed it, like that bonfire brings in reinforcements. And I really don't want to deal with reinforcements. You know what? I got the best weapons in the game. I can deal with reinforcements. Let's be reckless. Let's be sloppy. Let's get out our nice, best sniper in the game sniper rifle. If I can remember how to jump. Here we go. Alright, gentlemen.
Fuck me!
Oh, I forgot to check my timing. Let's check that out, okay? Check. Oh, that's terrible. Sorry, guys. Gonna fix that. Right now, I'm gonna fix that.
What makes a video game an RPG? What are the definitive video game RPGs? One live stream will give you all the answers.
Not really, but I'm gonna play some RPGs I like and hang out with you guys Friday, August 7th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I would love for you to come and chat with me about whatever's on your mind during my Defining RPGs live stream at youtube.com/christiangeekcentral. That's Friday, August 7th, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Hope to see you then.